Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, and today I'm here to share with you a simple and fun prom wrist corsage. Prom is such a big deal these days. Girls start planning almost in September, and definitely by January they're hunting for the dress, hunting for the jewels, hunting for the shoes. Oh my goodness, what shoes to wear. The boy almost becomes secondary to all the stuff. And the corsage, oh so important. And today we'll look at a fun one that's right on trend with all the things the girls are looking for today. Roses are still the most popular flower for the corsage, and baby's breath is back in style. So roses and baby's breath, the tried and true, but updated. For the base, I use a slap bracelet, wristlet band. Now I always buy them in the silvery white color because you can paint them to match anything you'd like. This one I've just dusted with the Just for Flowers in the pink. Then tulle, that's back in style. It was in style when I started as a florist. Makes me laugh that what goes around comes around. And again, I buy it just in the ivory or the white because it too tints really well with the Just for Flowers. Here I've tinted it into the pink to go with my roses. Ribbons, spaghetti, as well as sheer, doing multiple textures. And then of course, you've got to have a little bit of jewels or blings. So I gather odds and ends of my favorite things. The Lomi gems, maybe some beads, maybe even diamante pins. I always have lots of things to choose from so that the promer can go, ooh, I have to have that, I have to have that. And they can make just the perfect choices to match their gown. As I create the bow, I just use both ribbons at the same time, pull it off a bit, line up the ends, and then just figure eight them back and forth, loop and twist. You want to have a fairly fluffy bow. Ribbon is so in style again. All the trim, all of the lace and jewels and excitement. No more minimalism. These girls want it all. We just go back and forth multiple times. Then clip. You can even go back and add an extra set of tails. Get a little more movement, a little bit of the sheer and a little bit of the spaghetti. And then using a 26 gauge wire. Just twist that together tightly, making sure that it holds it all in place. Got a nice fluffy bow. Then the tulle, just cutting it down. You can fold it over on itself and then cut. And then gather right through the center, creating little butterfly wings, tying it together with a 26 gauge wire, making a little poof, and repeat that. Maybe a second one here. I'm going to cut. And it's so sheer, you don't have to even really overthink it. The ends don't have to be perfect. Gathering it together to get that butterfly wing look. And then once again, wiring it and twisting it. Then I don't need these wires. They're just to hold it together. So I go back and I cut off the ends of each so that I have just the tuft and the bow ready to work with. To attach the tulle and the bow, I open out the slap bracelet and that little pad is right there. Using the Oasis Floral Adhesive, take a small amount and put it onto the tab. And then I set that aside so it starts to dry. And then I take a small amount, attach it to the wire and the tulle, and set it down. You want them to all start to set, to begin to dry, because it will bond more completely. And putting glue on both pieces, both the bracelet and the bows, it all sticks a little better. Then once you've got it to begin to set, just take your tulle, place it on, and then go back with your bow and place that on, and then hold securely Make that go back out there until it sets, which takes about 30 seconds to make sure that it doesn't let go. For the floral accent, I'm going to use Dusty Miller and Baby's Breath. Now, Baby's Breath is back in style, and it's so much better than when I first started as a florist. It's much smaller, much brighter white. You just break it down into small bits that are easy to work with. And then Dusty Miller brings in that trendy gray tone. So taking bits of the Dusty Miller gives us a nice accent. Then once you have all the little bits laid out, using your Oasis Floral Adhesive, just a small dab, doesn't take very much at all, right on the end, and then lift your loops and set it in place. That way the glue disappears down inside all of the tulle and ribbon. Just kind of lift and set. It's so lightweight, it glues in place really quite easily. Then go back and do the same thing with your Baby's Breath. It's nice little bits. Just a tiny dab on the stem, and then lift. Find the perfect hole, set it in. Let it bloom over the top, adding a nice texture, a real graceful feminine touch. If you have tons of prom orders, you can do all of this ahead of time and then just put it in a Ziploc baggie or a Tupperware and leave it in the cooler. It will easily last a week without any problem. And then as it gets closer to prom time, take it out and then go back and add your flowers. Now the spray roses are so wonderful because they're so delicate, nice and soft and little, very graceful. And I just cut them down. I don't need any stem at all. So I just cut them off. And then even some of the buds are so sweet, no reason to eliminate them. And once I have what I think I want, I might come back and get more, but that looks pretty good. Go back, double check any damaged petals, remove them. You don't want those to show. Then just a little glue right on the base of the flower. And then take that and set it right in, again, between the loops, nestling it down. Taking your largest ones towards the center. And then the smaller ones can come outward. And going back and tucking in the buds. And then double checking to make sure all the holes are concealed, that there's no little spots that you need a little more Baby's Breath or maybe another bud to make it perfect. Last step is to add the jewels or the bling. Maybe a bead. Again, just a little bit of glue right on to the side. Get it to start to dry. And then nestling it in. Now it's heavier, so I'm keeping it towards the center. Then maybe a loamy gem. This will be a treasure that the girl will keep for years, thinking back to that beautiful corsage she had for prom. Maybe another of the loamy gems. Terracing it over the first. Maybe another bead, this time a little smaller. Bring it over by this bud. And maybe a couple more of the loamy gems. Again, just little glue. Bring it over to the opposite side. I want to make sure she knows she's loved and has the most perfect corsage of all. Prom has become such a big deal, and it's such fun. I love meeting with the girls and chatting with them and hearing about their dresses and how they're going to do their hair. And the key to being a great florist and making money at prom time is to listen, because they'll tell you exactly what they want, even though they don't know what it is. But as they use adjectives describing, if they keep talking about the jewels, make sure you show them jewels. If they keep talking about the ruffles and lace, make sure you show them the lacy ribbon. If they talk about how they had to find the perfect color, show them how you can match that color. It's your job to be the professional. And you know, when you are, it can be so much fun. One trick that a store uses that I love is that the entire month before prom, everybody on staff wears corsages all day long. And I think that's a great way to show the promers how beautiful they are and how well they hold up. And it also helps you to know, what do you like to make? How do they hold up? How long do the flowers last? It's a great way to test yourself and really know that you're doing a great job. If you need more creative inspiration, we have so many different ideas for prom. Check out the website at flowerschool.com. If you've got questions, can't find the supplies, you can get them on the website or give us a call at 1-800-819-8089. And of course, you can always reach me through my personal email. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. Now it's your turn. Get ready for prom. They're going to be here before you know it, looking for the perfect corsage. Have fun and do something you love.